Hey, so some big changes are coming to Destiny, and this is on top of my last video up in the top right if you haven't seen it, where I talked about some likely game-changing stuff that's coming in the mid-season patch. But the thing I'm going to talk about in this video is actually coming next week, and that's the release of Master Mode, Brood of Nightmares. And of course, it's not just the difficulty. Along with it comes quite a lot of stuff to chase that I think you'll see a lot of people doing, and you should probably be interested in yourself. So to begin, the first and foremost thing is the Adept Brood of Nightmare weapons. And with these new Adept weapons comes a new system called Weapon Enhancing. And I'll get into that in a second, but that's going to be the bulk of the video. So before I do that, we're going to cover the other things coming with Master Mode. And those other things to chase are Fashion / Drip and Internet Clout. We could already see these rewards in game, but the reason why they're goals to chase is because you can actually now get them, since with Master Mode comes the challenges. And that's also another thing which will be nice for the normal mode, because you can get double loot if you do the challenges. And of course, if you're going for those adept weapons, you need to do the challenges on Master Mode. So with the cosmetics out of the way, with the ship and the title, let's talk about the most tangible thing to chase with the new Master Mode raid, back to the adept weapons. So like I said, it's coming with the new weapon enhancing mechanic, and that will be limited to only the Brood of Nightmares adept weapons. They say they can't, but I imagine they have plans to extend this to other adept weapons like King's Fall, Vow of the Disciple, and Vault of Glass. But I'll quickly go over how it works just so we're all on the same page. Essentially, adept weapons will have a new mod slot that you'll be able to upgrade. I would assume it's like the Vexcalibur, which we're all probably pretty familiar with by now. So you begin with Tier 1. This gives you an enhanced Trinjic, the ability to level up your weapon, a memento socket, as well as the ability to change any of your barrels and your magazine perks. Then you'll go up to Tier 2, which again, this costs money to upgrade, like your masterworking it, I guess. And Tier 2 will allow you to enhance the perk in the left column. And then Tier 3 will allow you to enhance the perk in the right column. And that's how enhancing works. Also, this information is coming from a blog post that Bungie had made a little bit before Lightfall released. So these enhanced perks that we'll be able to put in each column are the same as the enhanced perks we can get on the craftable versions of the normal weapons. And this system aims to alleviate some of the pain that we've had with both Master Vow of the Disciple and King's Fall. When adept raid weapons were added with Vault of Glass, they were valuable. They had 2 perks in each column, the perk rolls were good, and they could have adept mods, so they were actually just better than the version you got from the normal raid. But with the introduction of crafting weapons, when we got new raids like Vow of the Disciple and King's Fall, we could get red borders for the normal weapons, craft them, and put enhanced perks on them, while the adept versions still just dropped with normal perks. And the disparity of potency between adept mods and enhanced perks is incredibly large. There was just no reason to, do those raids. There was no reason to get the adept versions of those weapons when you already had a better version that once you had them crafted, you didn't have to worry about RNG at all. And so now that comes to a head with the Master Mode Brood of Nightmares. They've done this big whole change to allow these weapons we get to be just as valuable, if not just a little more than what we normally have. But of course, that comes with some caveats. These weapons are going to be way rarer than the normal weapons, because only 1 or 2 of the weapons will drop a week, and you have to do that week's challenge on Master Mode to get a roll. Now, those are not farmable. That being said, you can, of course, just go to Nezarec, kill him, and then buy your adept weapons and get the roll you want. So, really, there is still RNG involved, but since you can just use Spoils of Conquest to buy whatever weapon you want, the RNG involved isn't horrible. The real question that I want to ask is if the average player that, does the master raid to get their title and their cosmetics, if they're actually going to pursue getting those god roll adept weapons. Because honestly, I feel like they might not just do it. When you have a crafted weapon that you don't really have to worry about RNG at all once you get it crafted, and even before it's crafted, you can get 1 red border guaranteed a week, so with just time, you'll get the roll you want. With that already existing, I'm not sure if people are really going to want to farm Spoils of Conquest or spend all of theirs on a gun that Right now, I'm not sure if it'll have 2 perks in each column, so it might only have 1 in each column, but will be effectively the same as what they have, plus a adept mod socket. I think those of us out there that do like to just min-max our build, get the best rolls, the ones of us that are out there right now doing Vanguard strikes for the God Roll Hothead, will probably be out there spending our Spoiler Conquest, going into Templar to farm as many as we can in order to get that God Roll, Adept, Rufus, Briar's Contempt, whatever. Because now that they're actually on parity with each other, the crafted version and the Adept version, they're not a detriment to have in your loadout. And I think generally this is a really good change. It's really nice to see. It's really nice to bring back some chase for these master mode raids. And I'm interested in what you guys are going to do and what you guys think. But before I go into the question part of the video, I do gotta say, there's also the armor, the weekly rotating stat armor that we get from these master mode raids as well, which I've always been a little confused on because there's easier avenues to get your high stat armor, and I haven't seen anything about this master armor being artifice armor, because if it isn't, then it's actually just a waste of time. Just go do duality or Spire the Watcher, Grasp of Avarice, get that God Roll Artifice armor, because +3 stats doesn't really sound like a lot, but it actually is huge. So the armor I feel like is pretty meh when it comes to a reward that people will actually do the master mode raid for, but again, let me know what you guys think. So moving on to what I want to hear from you, personally, I'd like to know if you guys have in the past used adept raid weapons. The only weapons that I've ever sunk some time into with is Vault of Glass, but that doesn't really count because those didn't have the crafted version. And then for Vow the Disciple and King's Fall, once I did the challenges for the title and the triumphs, I didn't do them. I didn't care to get an adept version, and I never used any of them. But I'd really like to know if you guys did, because maybe I'm just weird and, in the minority. And as for these adept weapons, with the new introduction of this weapon enhancing, are you guys gonna go for it? I think I asked that already, but I really would like to know, because honestly, I couldn't tell you whether or not the average player is going to spend their spoils on a not guaranteed roll. And for my final thoughts and comments, hopefully it doesn't take them long to add this functionality to Vow the Disciple and King's Fall, and of course with whatever reprised raid we get later this year. And so with that, that's about all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for sticking around to the end. It means a lot to me. And if you'd like to support me and this channel and you can't think of a comment, type in Master Mode. Once again, thank you so much. And if you like my content, please subscribe. I would love to see your beautiful face again. Hope to see you around.